So what is an adventure bike? Adventure motorcycles, also known as ADV bikes, are larger displacement motorcycles developed for on and off-road travel and are capable of covering great distances while providing the rider with relative comfort. We normally see these bikes with pannier bags, which make these bikes the perfect choice for long-distance travel, as it can carry a hefty amount of things that you will be needing on your journey. Normally, adventure bikes comes in between 400 to more than 1000cc engines. They may not have the impressive top speed but delivers great amount of torque from low to mid RPM. And because of the design and utilitarian focus of these special bikes, the prices of these bikes never comes cheap. And that keeps the consumers have second thought of buying one. And that is where motorcycle companies decided to create models of this particular bike that is more budget-friendly.
Pero hindi yan ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Dito aalamin natin kung paano ba nag-umpisa at sino ba ang nagpaumpisa ng trend. Bakit meron tayong adventure bikes ngayon? Motorcycling has always been adventurous. Automatic na yan, kahit anong motorsiklo ang gamitin natin, adventure ang papasok sa isip natin. Sila talaga yung tinadhana eh. Mula pa noong nilikha ang mga motorsiklo, iba't ibang estilo at konsepto na ang ginawa ng mga tao dito para maging angkop sa kung ano man ang purpose nila. In 1912, Carl Stearns Clancy undertook the longest, most difficult, and most perilous journey ever attempted on a motorcycle. By June 1913, he had made history, becoming the first person ever to travel around the world on a motorcycle. The motorcycle? It's a US-made 1912 Henderson 4 with 7 horsepower inline-4 engine. Engine displacement 965cc air-cooled side valve. Touring speed at 40 miles per hour. Dry weight estimated at 300 pounds or 136 kilogram. And can carry 2 gallons or 7.6 liter of fuel. It's been more than 100 years now since Carl Stearns Clancy circled the world on a Henderson motorcycle. No GPS, no gas stations, no telephone for an emergency situation. The journey took Clancy from west to east across Europe, Africa, Asia, and the USA. In 1952, Ernesto Guevara embarked on a 9-month-long motorcycle trek all over South America on a beat-up old 1947 Norton 500 Model 18. The bike has a single-cylinder 4-stroke side-valve engine, capacity 490cc, cooling system air-cooled, max power at 21 horsepower, dry weight at 169.6 kg, top speed 126 km per hour. An adventure that inspired the 2004 movie, The Motorcycle Diaries. Ernesto was transformed by his trip and later became a revolutionary, changing his name to Che. Yes, the man we known for this iconic logo is also a hardcore rider. Kapag yata Ernesto pangalan, astig sa pagmamotor eh. Reminds me of Rideran. Shout out. Ted Simon, born in 1931, is a British travel writer noted for circumnavigating the world twice by motorcycle. Ted Simon journeyed all over the entire globe by motorcycle, covering 78,000 miles in 45 countries over the course of 4 years in a small 1970 500cc Triumph Tiger 100. The motorcycle has a twin 4-stroke 490cc 2-valve per cylinder engine with 34 horsepower at 7,000 RPM, air-cooled 4-speed transmission, and can top at 150 km per hour. His story became known in his book Jupiter's Travels, widely regarded as the best motorcycle travel book there is, and inspiration for many world adventurers that would follow. Another decade later, in 1985, a burnout pharmaceutical salesman named Emilio Scotto would quit his job and take off on his 1980 Honda Goldwing Interstate, which he dubbed the Black Princess, on a trip around his native South America. The bike has a liquid-cooled 1085cc 4-stroke opposed boxer 4-cylinder single overhead cam 2-valve per cylinder engine. 5-speed transmission, claimed horsepower is 81 horsepower at 7,000 RPM. Maximum torque at 88 Nm of torque at 5,500 RPM. Weighs at 270 kilograms, fuel capacity at 20.1 liters, and uses a shaft for the final drive. Once done touring the continent, he continued on to the next, and the next until he eventually covered a staggering 500,000 miles, visiting 232 countries, islands, colonies, atolls, and non-independent countries, which represents close to 99% of the landmass in the world. That achievement that is chronicled in his book The Longest Ride, and it earned him a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records. But all of these journeys had one thing in common: they weren't done on adventure bikes. A motorcycle purposely built for a specific type of riding, because back in the day such bikes did not exist. After years of their history, motorcycles were not suited to long-distance overland travel. The result were either modified extensively by the owners or simply overpowered through the obstacles they encountered. Bahala na kung kayanin ng motor ang daraanan. Pero ito na, the year 1980. The first adventure bike was introduced to the world. The bike was the R80 GS from BMW. Quick specification: air and oil-cooled 4-stroke flat twin boxer engine with 797cc displacement, 2 valves per cylinder, max power is 50 horsepower at 6,500 RPM, max torque at 61 Nm of torque at 3,750 RPM. Acceleration 0 to 100 kilometers in 6 seconds. Top speed 168 kilometers per hour. That's 104 miles per hour. Fuel system, carburetor, drivetrain, clutch, single drive plate, cable operated, transmission 5-speed, and a shaft for the final drive. BMW cleverly introduced this as the first bike truly capable of long-distance travel over both paved roads and off-road terrain. The letter G and S in fact stands for Geländstraße, German for terrain and road, indicating the on and off-road nature of the motorcycle. We know clearly motorcycles can overcome long distance and ride over varied terrain. Before, actually, rally bikes and dual sports already available on the market, but there had never been a motorcycle purpose-built for long-distance overland travel. It wasn't that easy to see that before, but the first GS ended up creating the segment for adventure riding, followed by the boom of its class in the market, which other brands warm-heartedly welcomes the concept and joined the trend that continues until today. Siguro kung hindi dahil sa ilang tao na ito na matapang na sinubok ang hamon para libutin ang mundo gamit lamang ang motorsiklo, baka hindi dumating ang pagkakataon na maidisenyo ang mga magagandang adventure bikes na nakikita natin ngayon. Maraming salamat po sa panonood. Ito po ay isang maiksing research lamang po na ginawa ko at naisipan kong ibahagi sa inyo. Please like and subscribe po para ganahan ulit akong gumawa ng mga ganitong video. And once again, I'm JB and this is JBR Vlog and Ride na nagsasabing, iboto ang nasa puso, huwag ang nasa nguso.